Today's recipe is a velvety butternut squash risotto, topped with this caramelized roasted broccoli, and the addition of a tahini miso sauce, just because. So preheat your oven, and let's dig in. A few of our star ingredients here is going to be our butternut squash and the broccoli. These items are going to be going into the oven together, cooking at the same temperature, and our goal is to have it done at the same time. The broccoli is going to cook well cut into florets, somewhere between that 20 to 25 minute window. But we need to cube our butternut squash in 1/4 inch sizes. This way, it can get done in that same allotted time. As a fail-safe, we're going to be putting these all into 2 separate baking trays, just in case that squash needs that little extra time. This sauce, while optional on the recipe, is amazing. But if you're allergic and you can't have sesame or soy for some reason, then you need some options. And I got you. On the screen are some substitution options that you can use. I also added a completely different sauce recipe that is top 9 free, in hopes that it would work for you, just in case the other options won't. Sometimes I have good ideas, like every Sunday. Coconut milk has always been my go-to for great results when tackling a creamy sauce recipe. The downside is it does come with a bit of sweetness that can be a turnoff if you really favor things to be more on the savory side. To fix that, in a recipe like this one, I would simply add some cashews to the blender along with some water and the butternut squash. And this should keep those flavors fairly neutral when it comes to sweet or savory. Maybe sweet or savory like this, because you know, savory is not a bad thing. It shouldn't be on the bottom or nothing. You could also do a plant-based sour cream or yogurt, or even like oat milk or cashew milk. So soon after browning our onions and toasting our spices, we're going to add our dry arborio rice. I always want to say arboreto. I don't know why, but if I say that in here, I might just leave it in and not edit it out. Just because I'm human, you know? Also, arboreto sounds a little cool, so, you know, gotta stick with the cool stuff. Stir this around consistently for about 2 minutes, then add your white wine to deglaze and cook down. From here, the steps are simple. Starting with 2 cups and then 1 cup after each step. We're going to add our veggie stock, stir, and then let absorb. Again, veggie stock, stir, let absorb. We're gonna do that until we have no more stock left. Now, we don't wanna allow the vegetable stock to completely evaporate. We're just letting it absorb until we can barely see it, and the rice is more at the surface. Check out the difference here. We can see what it looks like when you first pour the vegetable stock in, and then the after shot is what it looks like when it's ready for more stock. Once that last bit of stock is absorbed, we're going to add our butternut squash mixture. Simply stir this until the mixture is completely uniform in texture. Then add a squeeze of lemon to help boost those flavors a bit. Hold on, just some quick tips so we're on the same page. Unlike your basic rice, arborio rice I do not wash because it removes all of the starches. Okay, not all, that was a bit dramatic, most of the starches. When making risotto, we want to achieve that right texture. Without that starch, risotto is going to result in a watery, thin, meh, instead of thick and creamy. I have a hard time keeping eye contact with the camera after saying that. Lastly, this recipe is missing a strong protein source. Now, every recipe doesn't have to be, you know, Guinness Book of World Records, heavy protein certified. But if you want to add more protein because, you know, you like to lift up cars in your free time, I gotcha. Roasted chickpeas would be a nice addition, but also a sweet, dynamic texture. Sweet as in awesome, not sweet as in tasty. Swap the broccoli out for Brussels sprouts, and now you have that lean and the green in one meal. This full recipe can be found linked in the description, or you can head right over to my website, makeitdairyfree.com, and search butternut squash risotto. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so thankful for you, and I can't wait until next time. But until then, remember, believe in good. Peace.